Hi, this is Hirzel, and I'm here to speak about the Edge Success Mentor Pathway. This is the sixth video in our series, and I encourage you to check out all of the videos. This is a great resource for learning about the Edge Success System. Whether or not you're new or already experienced, this is a great way to dive deep. It's also an incredible tool for preparing for an Edge Success Bootcamp if you're presenting or even just attending. So thank you for taking the time to look into and learn about the Edge Success System. A little bit about me. I am a doTERRA Diamond Wellness Advocate, and I want to share with you about why I think and feel the mentorship pathway is so key to success. I started working professionally or approaching the business of doTERRA about 2 years ago. And what I found is that my relationships with my team and the culture that we create is everything. I've also noticed that when we're working together and when we have a sense of interconnectedness, common vision, tracking, and accountability, 10 times what we thought possible is available to us. For myself, when I've hit moments of lull or struggle, what I notice is that there is a lack of connection, communication, camaraderie between myself and my leaders and builders. And that those connections remaining enlivened and cared for is what really brings incredible momentum to growth. Now, what I haven't formerly known is how to be an effective mentor. So what I want to share with you are some of these incredible ways to cut through and clarify what it really means to mentor and to be mentored and what's possible when we're mentoring effectively. So thank you again for showing up for this and for learning and even being willing to maybe change the way that you've been doing things, whether you've been receiving mentorship or whether you yourself are a leader and a mentor. So, mentorship really is a pathway. I love this imagery of looking forward into the future and helping each other and guiding the way. So, what is a mentor and who do we mentor? One of the things I love about the Edge Success System is that it provides us with anchor wisdoms. This notion here that we can invite everyone, truly open our doors to whoever wants to learn about essential oils, to use essential oils, and potentially join us in building a business and earning income with doTERRA. There are no limitations of who we're going to invite on this journey with us. But I love this second piece here. We're going to work with those who move towards you and mentor the committed. So what does it mean working with those who move towards you? Hopefully you've had a chance to listen to the audio CDs that are available with the Edge Success System, where we talk about what it means to find, teach, enroll, and duplicate. There's some great examples that are discussed about what it means to work with those who move towards you. But one example I will share is you're having a class and you're sharing your oils and you're talking about the LRP program and getting started with an enrollment kit. And someone in the class comes up to you afterwards and says, I'm really excited to get my kit. I know which kit I want to order. And what do I do next? And you say, well, let's set up your membership overview. And that person immediately jumps and says, great, let's set the date. I'm ready. I'll be there. And when the time comes, they call you and they show up and they're excited. That is someone moving towards you. Or if at the end of their membership overview they say, well, yes, of course I'd like to host a class. I have this and this person in my mind and I'm ready to go. This is definitely someone whose energy is excited and moving towards you. So those are the kind of people that we want to work with. And mentorship falls into yet another category and caliber. And those are the people who are committed and demonstrate committedness. So I invite you to think about what it means to be committed. What does it look like to be committed? And how can you show up in your doTERRA business as a committed builder? These are the people that we want to mentor. So we're looking for them. And that is a great way to identify who is ready to walk down the mentorship pathway. Now, if someone at the end of your business overview says to you, yes, I am ready to go. These are my goals. Where do I start? That is when we open up and share the tools of the mentorship pathway. So the main tool that we have in our Edge Success system for mentoring and for our committed builders is the Fast Track Planner. The Fast Track Planner is an amazing guide. It is a one size fits all. We can use this for everyone. It is amazing. So where do we start? With the prepare section. The prepare section is right there in the top left corner. Here you can see it's in green, it's highlighted. We have a little arrow that says start, and that's where we start. So we want to look at this checklist and walk through it. As a mentor, it is our opportunity here to begin this process of tracking and accountability by sharing the prepare section. So we want to make sure that you've had a membership overview, which includes setting up a 125 LRP order, getting connected with live training. You've also had a business overview, and in this business overview, the personal goals have been established, and we can track and trace those goals. The next box you can see here is scheduling the first 3 classes with an upline. So these are the next steps that we want to start to take. And creating a names list, getting equipped, extra oils, the Edge Success duplication system, our reference guides, the Edge Success audio set, and the final box here, which is watch and listen to the training videos and audios. So this is really important, this prepare section. It really is the nuts and bolts of the mentorship pathway. For many of us, this is just the beginning, and it also is an opportunity to see who is truly committed. If you can complete this prepare section, then we know someone's really ready to move forward in building a doTERRA business. Okay, so the next part of this incredible tool is the Find, Teach, and Enroll section. So I want to talk a little bit about this section. This is where we can really start to track, and we can address our 45 presentations. So as we talked about with our names list, we're writing down a names list of 100 people. And of those 100 people, we're going to present to 45. So those 45 people, either who attend a class or are part of a one-on-one that you can do in person or even online or over the phone at a distance, we write each of those names down here on our Find, Teach, and Enroll section of the Fast Track Planner. So all of these names are listed in these boxes, and beside each name you see a blue and a green box. For the enrolled presentations, you slash one time through. For someone who has enrolled and received a membership overview, you X the blue box. The same goes for the green section. When someone has received a business overview, you can push one slash through, and for a committed builder, you can X the green box. This way, when you're in a mentorship experience, you can share immediately what your Find, Teach, and Enroll section looks like, how many boxes are X'd, and where do you need to go from here. So, the next section of the Fast Track Planner that is absolutely integral to building a doTERRA business, it is one of the magic recipes of the Edge Success System, is the 631 schedule. So here we see the 6 daily questions. Who will I invite to a class or a one-on-one? Who has attended a class that I will follow up with? Who has enrolled that needs a membership overview? Who is using the products that needs a business overview? And who is building the business that I will support? And finally, what will I read, watch, or listen to that will help me grow as a leader? So these 6 daily questions are a great way to navigate how to use your time wisely each and every day when you begin and approach building your doTERRA business. The 3 weekly objectives are 1, attend team calls, 2, talk to your mentor and set goals, and 3, teach 2 to 5 people a class. And finally, the 1 monthly event. This is a way that you can truly tune in to your team culture and participate in what is being created there. This is also a great place to not only bring your team, but to bring interested and excited wellness advocates who may be interested in joining you in building a doTERRA business. So the 631 is a great way to create personal accountability and mentorship as you build your doTERRA business. If you're not engaging in the 631 schedule, it's pretty easy to notice that you're not building a doTERRA business. Okay, so at the bottom of the Fast Track Planner, you see the goals section. You can list your 90-day goal and your long-term goal. It also has a section here for your why. I invite you to really dig deep and explore your why. Here below, we have a journaling assignment that allows you the opportunity and really creates this emphasis on your why. Without really investigating your why, it's very difficult to maintain your self-motivation in building a doTERRA business. So this is not to be underestimated. This is really important. And the fact that this is a part of your job in building a doTERRA business is actually really fun. It allows you to think about your own life and what you want to create. What are your dreams? Here, I will just share with you, it says, 1, if my long-term goal was a reality today, how would that change my life? And 2, what happens if I never reach this goal? Goals, dreams, and visions are incredibly powerful ways to create the life you want to live and to reach your goals in doTERRA. I'm really excited that it's a part of this Fast Track Planner and is something that we all get to do as a part of building our doTERRA businesses. Here we can even date our specific goals based upon our rank and our pathway to gold. This is a powerful way to set goals and as a mentor, be able to support the pathway set forward by each of your builders. On the inside of the Fast Track Planner, this is a section about duplication. So as we make our names list of 100 people, we will then present to 45 people. Of those 45 people, 20 will enroll. So those 20 we write down here on the inside of this Fast Track Planner. As a mentor, we are then able to go over and look at each of the numbers. This is where tracking and accountability really comes in. Here you can see in the key that you have an ability to slash through each name once that they have shared a presentation with a contact. And this can continue all the way through receiving a business overview. And this way, we will start to familiarize each of our enrollments. Who and how are they sharing? And are they moving forward with membership overviews or business overviews? This is a great way to see what is going on. We can also really start to identify the builders for each of our enrollments, which becomes really important as we duplicate as individuals and also as mentors in the support of the duplication process. On the back of the Fast Track Planner, we have this tap rooting and development of leadership in depth. This is so important. Here we have an opportunity to look at what is million-dollar real estate within our organization and how can we continue to track who is there in our team. So, what is taprooting anyway, and how is it in relationship to stacking? Well, it's good to know that they're two different things. The difference between taprooting and stacking is this. Taprooting is developing leaders and leadership in depth. Stacking is placing your own enrollments underneath one another. Here's an example. So, for instance, let's just say in this example that Holly enrolled her brother Barry. Maybe Holly has another brother named Jeremy, and so instead of placing Jeremy next to Barry, Holly then enrolled Jeremy under Barry. And that continues forward in her family and in that network. So she has then stacked her family underneath each other so as to support and create depth in her organization through stacking. These are her personal enrollments that she's choosing to continue to work together in one line. Now, taprooting is very different. Let's move over and look at Heidi. So Heidi, as a leader, has the opportunity to mentor and support not only Jody, who is on her first line, but also, let's say, Sarah. So Sarah has the opportunity to receive the support of Heidi, but this can be done in a very strategic way. For example, say Sarah decides that she is interested in building a business. Heidi can then work together with Jody, Natalie, Jacqueline, and Sarah to support Sarah as she begins the journey as a committed builder. This means that when Heidi is supporting Sarah, this is also supporting Jody and Natalie, as well as, of course, Jacqueline. One great way to offer taproot mentoring is to get all of your lineage together on the phone at the same time. Here we see that as if Heidi, as the leader, has an opportunity to work with Jody and Natalie and Jacqueline and get a phone call together with Sarah, there are ways that through incredible leadership, Heidi can delegate supporting activities to Jacqueline to support Sarah as she begins her path of a builder. You never know where builders are going to show up. They may not always be on your front line or even on your second line. So taproot mentoring is a great way to deepen and create leadership throughout your organization. This becomes really important when we look at the duplication cycle. Let's talk about that for a moment. So duplication begins with classes, presentations, classes. That is where the magic happens. So I want to encourage you, again, if you are building a doTERRA business, if you're a mentor or if you're someone receiving mentorship, this is where we're going to start. This is where the magic happens. This is a high yielding activity for your doTERRA business. So the reason that is because classes lead to enrollments. And enrollments is not only where people really get access to doTERRA, but it's also where the income cycle begins. This is where we get our first access to bonuses and commissions with doTERRA. So enrollments leads to membership overviews, which we've learned is a very powerful tool for establishing retention in our organization. And membership overviews lead us to business overviews, which enable us to find and really discover who's going to be a committed builder. And committed builders then begin and teach classes. So this is the duplication cycle that is so critical for success in a doTERRA business. So what really makes this all flow and work together? Mentoring. So this is why mentorship is one of the most important resources, skill sets, tools that I have found as a doTERRA leader to create not only retention, but time freedom. Another thing that I feel called to share about mentoring is that a mentor is not someone who can run the race for you, but it is someone you can look to learn from. What does it mean to run the race? And what are some of the steps that I can take to move forward? And also to really reach out and lend a hand through creating accountability. Mentorship does not always have to be your direct upline. Mentorship can also come from an accountability partner. Accountability and tracking are really the keys. It's not only about the relationship. It's about building successful habits that are available to us. So one of the great tools as a mentor and as someone building a doTERRA business that we can use to really strengthen our habits is through this 631 Daily Edge Success Schedule. So this is like a journal that you can keep. It's also a calendar and a way to look back and see where have you been weak or where have you been strong as you approach some of the skills and activities required for building a doTERRA business. So we can look at this and see it lays out our 6 daily questions as well as our 3 weekly objectives and our 1 monthly event. As a mentor, we can ask these simple questions. Like, tell me your numbers and I'll tell you where to focus. So this is where it really just gets so clear. Where can we be more accountable? So it can be as simple as really overlooking this 6th step or this 6th question of listening and watching or reading something that's going to support you in your doTERRA business. So many times as a mentor, you'll find that there's a very simple block that could be overcome with one of these incredible tools, such as the 4 essential steps to building your essential oil business with Rod Richardson and Seth Rizame. This is incredible and has been instrumental in moving through challenges that come in this process. Again, these are the easy steps of find, teach, enroll, duplicate. And I say easy because we can create context and an understanding around what these 4 steps are, but it's not to say that they don't come without work and a good amount of effort. So this resource is really helpful for observing how we're going to schedule our time and move forward. Another way to create tracking and accountability as a mentor is through using the My Daily Edge, which is an app as well as something that is available on a desktop. This is a very cool tool that makes it very accessible, and I want to share a little bit about how to use this. So when you open the app, you see these very clear 6 circles that illustrate the important key activities for a doTERRA business. 1 is inviting, 2 is following up, 3 is the membership overview, 4 is the business overview, 5, mentoring, and 6, personal growth work. Through the app, we're actually able to track and record how many invitations we make, what is our follow-up, how many membership overviews have we done this week, business overviews, how many team support calls have we offered, and what has our personal growth looked like that week. We can import our entire contact list from our phone directly into the app and easily be able to look over our organization and see maybe who needs a business overview this week. and how many of those that we saw that needed that did we actually do. So this is cool, and we can also look at it from a leadership view, which gets really fun for those of us who are leaders and mentors and want to really see how we can support our builders. You get rankings, and you can notice with certain numbers of the bronze, silver, and gold medals that you get, you'll be able to notice whether or not someone's on a fast track to success or if they're maybe taking their time. And this all goes hand in hand with those goals that we've set with our builders through the fast track planner. And if your goal is to reach a certain rank in a short period of time, you likely want to be hitting these numbers in this gold column to reach those goals in that time period. So this again is an incredible way to support creating accountability and believing in each other and knowing what we want to move towards. And here is the leadership view I was mentioning, where you can see some of your builders and how many invitations they've made, follow-ups, membership overviews. And this really is a way that we can support through a very simple phone call. We can have our app in front of us and directly see what activities have been taken that week and demonstrate and guide where to focus. This becomes really powerful for us as mentors and is set to create the space to mentor 10 times the amount of people. So if you have a growing organization and are a leader that supports many builders in your team, this is an empowering tool to work with so that you can potentially think about even mentoring more people. Another way to look at this Daily Edge app, which costs $9.95 a month for a subscription, is that it replaces the need for the names list as well as the Daily Edge, the Fast Track Planner, and the 4 essential steps, as well as the buckets and pipeline. All of these resources are in the app, including videos that really help not only show you how to use the app, but break down the importance of each of these tools and how to use them properly and why you might want to turn to them. So it's a cool handheld way to be really implementing all of the incredible tools and resources of the Edge Success System and may be the thing that really works for you. So I'm excited that Edge has made it possible for us to have an app and turn to all these tools. And at the same time, working with the TerraPads and the My Daily Edge notebook may be appropriate for some of your builders. So as a mentor, it gives us another opportunity to see what's going to work for our team and for our unique builders to support them and really making the most of the Edge Success System. So I hope that this has been helpful. And for those of you who are mentoring, I can say this has revolutionized my job as a doTERRA leader and is creating incredible empowerment. It is a way that time freedom has been made possible. It is also creating and generating more success for builders than I have ever seen before in my doTERRA organization. So I hope that you take the time to learn these new systems and enjoy them. Thanks so much.